Okay, so as you know, I've built this winch gantry thing, and it has worked out absolutely fantastic. And you know, I've had to work out some of the details here, like this little thing here, which I can see is broke a little bit, but it should be okay. I knew that one screw would pop out of there, but the other three will hold it just fine. I did it the same way on the other side, but I used a longer screw on that bottom one. And I'm telling you, this thing has worked fantastic. And see, that one held better. So the big shop, and I called to confirm, does not take or pick up lawnmowers from these lakeside roads, these lake roads. They're just trails. I mean, some of them are just big enough to get a golf cart down, you would think. So taking a trailer down these places, I wouldn't be able to do. And you know, the trolls absolutely disagree with me. They're 100% positive that I should be using a trailer. But since the big company doesn't do it, then I don't see why I should be doing it. The thing is, I'm picking up the business they're not. Now, some people frown on this. And here's the way I look at it. They're 100% guaranteed not to get their lawnmower repaired from the other place. And I pull up and they decide they don't want to use me. Okay, that means they have nobody to go to. They're going to take a trailer themselves or something, which they don't have a trailer, or they wouldn't be calling me to pick it up. So this gives me more business. Like I said, it does get frowned on until the moment that I raise this up. When I raise it up, then all of a sudden this becomes like a mastermind technician thing. And bringing the lawnmower up into the truck is absolutely flawless. I've never had a problem with it. The front wheels that come off the ground, I'll show you exactly what happens with this little video clip. I've showed it before. So the front wheels come up off the ground. That allows the deck to clear the tailgate. Works fabulously. And then once the deck is primarily, you know, at least 50% or more past the tailgate, then I can lower this down. That brings the front wheels of the lawnmower back down, and now I just pull it straight into the truck. It works perfect. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. It's a 15-minute job. That's with strapping everything up too. And I'm getting so efficient at it, I don't even really have to think about it anymore. So that aggravates me that didn't hold. I'm sitting here stressed about it, but it's just that one screw. That other screw is going to hold just fine. There's no way that's going to move on me. Anyway, got distracted. But now unloading is a little bit different story. And the problem with unloading is if the back end of the truck is uphill for any reason, or even a little bit, it becomes a little bit more difficult to get the truck out. Now, here I'm parked on a hill where the back end of the truck is downhill. So that means I can just start unwinding the winch, and the lawnmower just goes out of the truck. I lift the thing up when I get to the deck, about 50%, and the front wheels come off, the back wheels hit the ramps, goes straight down, no problems. But as soon as I have the back end up a little bit, it becomes a little bit more difficult, which is no big deal. I mean, I can push it, and then when it gets to tailgate, all I really have to do is kind of get behind it and drag it out a little bit. So I got to take 2 batteries back next week. One that I just exchange all the time. And then I got another one that's sitting here that needs a battery, or vice versa, regardless. So, I mean, I've worked out that problem. But it comes a more difficult problem is if I'm in gravel. When I'm not in gravel, like when I'm here, this isn't gravel, this is primarily dirt. This end digs into the ground perfectly. So it never slides away from the tailgate. But when I'm in gravel, it slides away. Now, what a lot of these companies do is they put straps on these so you can strap it to the truck. And I've thought about doing that, but that's just more time consuming, hooking up those straps. So the other day I was letting the lawnmower out, and this ramp here fell out. So it's not hard to do. I just grab the deck. I have Carolyn lower the button down, you know, the winch down, and I can just grab the deck and walk it down, and it works fine. But of course you get dirty looks, and you know, I'm not a big fan of those dirty looks. So I've been trying to figure out how I can deal with being the back end of the truck uphill, and the ramps in gravel. And I found a solution today. So I'm sure the trolls are going to say that's never going to work, but I think it's going to work fine. So I got a screw here, and I measured it all out. The wheelbase of the lawnmower was 35 inches. Zero turns are just a little bit more. Well, they're like 34 to 36 inches. So what I did was I drilled a hole in the tailgate, and I drilled a hole in my ramp. That rubber piece is holding it all up. There we go. So now I put 2 inches extra on this side. That way, if I get a zero turn, it'll take up that slack. So the wheel will come about right here, the edge of the wheel. That's perfect. And this won't kick out. Now, I know the trolls are gonna say, yes it will, that'll snap that bolt. There's not really any pressure on this. That's the thing. It just kind of gets hung up a little bit or snagged. You can see the scratches. It's just getting snagged a little bit. And the steeper the angle, the more this, I'll try to show you somehow. I'll angle the tailgate so you can see what I'm talking about. The higher the tailgate, the more this lifts off the tailgate. So it kind of snags it. So I got to lift that deck up, and you know, once I get it cleared, it'll be fine. So all I got to do is keep it from pushing that out is all I really got to do while I get that to clear up. I think this is going to work fine. Again, I'm not trying to overdo it. I don't know. It just seems like every time I try something with this, I got the critics just telling me how it's never going to work, even after I've used it for 6 months. The tow truck on the Beast, that's never going to work. And I will admit, I struggled with it at first because I didn't complete the project. And that's all it was. So the tow truck would do wheelies. And one guy said, oh, it's going to do wheelies. But even in the video where I made the tow truck on the Beast, I said I did not put a front end bumper on it where I could put weight on the front end. That was my plan. I planned on doing it. And so I struggled with the tow truck for a while until I decided to get off my lazy, you know what, and put the front bumper on there so I could put weight on it. So now it doesn't come off the ground at all. And I still have room for more weight. I could actually come up a little higher. I don't know if I want to really get that high. Now I don't have any problems with the tailgate or the tow truck. The other issue I had was I needed a support here, and I just couldn't figure out how to make a support. See, these rods go up underneath the transmission, but there was still a lot of weight on this bolt pushing down. And so my first set of boards did break, which no big deal. I just replaced it with these boards. But when I put the center board here, and that's removable, so I can still, I mean, I can just kick it out. It's real tight, and that way I can still use the hitch to tow the cart around with. So this keeps the weight off the bolt. All the weight will be on this now, which is what I need. You know, it doesn't matter if this board breaks or this board breaks, as long as I can keep this board from breaking, we'll be okay. This board will never break. This board might. It might slip out, you know, those screws pop out or something. But I'd rather that break and I can replace that cheap board than having to replace this, because that's a lot of work. Because I got to take the hitch off, or the winch off. I got to measure up all the holes, drill the holes. Whereas if this one breaks, I just cut a board and screw it back in. No big deal. Pretty easy. So, but you know, just, you gotta, I mean, you come up with the idea and then you work out the flaws in the idea. I mean, I don't have CAD to tell me all the engineering specifications. And I knew, like I said, that the front end needed weight. And the back end, I just wasn't sure if the 2x4s would actually do a good job. And it did a good job, but eventually it just finally gave up. Now it won't give up. It will do fine because I got that support there. I could probably move a tank with it now. Now the weakness, which is one of my concerns, is the mower itself. You know, I could overload the mower. So, got to keep that in mind. But I'm hoping business picks up. Oh, I didn't tell you. I'm taking the truck in Tuesday to get the transmission fluid changed. I know somebody's going to tell me you should do it yourself. But here's the thing. I don't have a level place to park it so I can fill the transmission fluid back up. And I don't have a transfer pump so I can transfer the transmission fluid back in. I could buy one, but I don't have one. So, you know, I need to get the filter. So what they got to do is they got to drain the oil. There's a drain plug. Drop the pan, take the filter out, put a new filter in, put the pan back on, new gasket, then transfer oil, transmission fluid, back in at the high level. But the truck has to be level. Can't do it otherwise. And I just don't have that capability. I'd have to try to figure out how to lift the back end of the truck somehow or another. I got a ding. So, anyway, so I scheduled an appointment for Tuesday. Of course, that's probably the day that I'm going to get really busy. So what I'm going to do is, if I got to do pickups, I'll extend the hours out to about 7 p.m. It'll still be daylight out, and I can still pick up lawnmowers. If I get busy on Tuesday. I'm a little surprised about how expensive it is. It's $280 to get that changed. And I keep trying to justify, yeah, I should do it myself. But here's the thing. If I can't do it myself, let's say I mess something up, I'm taking it over to them anyways. So now I have to buy, you know, get a tow truck bill and all that stuff. So I just will have them do it. The thing is that the truck is paid for. And it's still a really good running truck, and I'm just doing maintenance. I mean, I've had a couple problems with it, but all cars you have problems with. You get them fixed and you move on. Here's the thing, is if I was buying a new truck, I would be spending, I don't know, $500 on a payment maybe? I don't know what they are. But let's say it's $500 for a payment each month. I spend $500, or I spend $400 on tires this year and $280 on transmission fluid, and I'm still way ahead. You know, what's $680 in bills for the truck versus a $500 payment every month. Other people will say, well, you should go buy a used truck. Well, why buy a used truck? I have one, and I know what its little quirks are. I know in this truck I got to run 5W30 even though I'm supposed to be running 5W20. I know that. So I don't take it to the shop to have them change my oil. It's got a little bit of a leak on the antifreeze. And I know where that's at. It's actually on the transmission. I would imagine they're going to want to fix it. I'm going to say, nah, I don't think it's that important. It's just transmission fluid. Not transmission fluid. Antifreeze. and I fill it up once a year. If it gets worse, then of course I'll change it or fix it. But right now I don't need to. It's got new tires. Then I'll put brakes on it, and I should be good to go for a long time. I think I put $700 into it last year. So let's just say my payment per year is $700. Let's just call it $1,000. If that was just 10 months worth of payments, that's $100 a month. So what are we talking? 120 bucks. No, 80 bucks. Is that 80 bucks? It must be 80 bucks a month is what I'm paying to keep this truck going. Versus 500. I think it's a heck of a bargain. And I can't default on this. Even if it's not running. Let's say it's not running and I can't afford to get it repaired, which I can't imagine that will happen. I still own the truck. I still have the ability to get it repaired. If I default on a $500 loan a month, you know, whatever it is, they're going to come get the truck. Now I'm out all that money that I paid into it, and I don't have a truck. So, I don't know. I'm keeping this. It's only got 95,000 miles on it. I think that's still pretty low. So if you'll click this up next box, take the video over to my other channel. I really appreciate it. Go check it out. So, I hope I can inspire you to engineer it so you live your dreams. Thanks for watching.